Raining again, of course. There were five of us taking the final test, two on big bikes and three of us on regular ones. I was glad that the instructor was the one who was particularly friendly and the one I chatted to quite a lot. We all sat down to review the course and the test. It helped to lighten the mood and put us at ease about how to avoid failing or accruing too many penalty points. You start with 100 and lose different amounts of points depending on how badly you mess up. Dropping your bike, rolling back too far on the hill start, failing to stop at a stop sign, or hitting a cone are all instant fails, I think. Not indicating, wobbling, and missing time targets will get you penalties. When my turn came, I was pretty bloody nervous. This may explain how I managed to forget to put the stand up before getting on the bike. The instructor had explained that for the first 100 meters or so we were like Mario after picking up an invulnerability star, so it wasn't a complete disaster. The main thing I was worried about was doing clear visual checks every time I turned. Since I'd made that mistake and had it clearly pointed out to me, I think that really kept it in my mind. When I came to the hill, I messed up my gear change and went from third to fourth at the turn instead of third to second. This meant I would likely not make it up the hill to the stopping point without stalling unless I could quickly shift back to second. I spluttered up the hill and stopped about a meter from the line. Luckily that was fine and I managed to pull myself together and do the hill start without issue. The rest of the road course went just fine and I made sure to do good visual checks when I turned. After the road course we head back to the motorcycle course to do the skills. I had managed to remember the order by this time, so I wasn't worried about that, but I had made careless mistakes on each one fairly recently. Would I fall off the bridge, hit a cone on the crank, put it in neutral in the slalom, maybe flub a gear change and the emergency stop? No, I did everything just fine, and as I checked my shoulder and rode back to the start-finish line, I was pretty sure I'd made it. As long as I didn't tweak my back lifting my leg off the bike and drop it, I was in the clear. As I put the stand down and stepped away from the bike, I held my breath. I turned to the instructor and went over to hear what he had to say. He smiled and said I'd done well, and had really improved and become skillful. That still meant a lot. Most of us like to be praised, especially from someone who has no reason to flatter. Although they don't tell you if you passed or failed right there, I started to believe that I'd passed. I got changed and went over to the main building to wait for the last person to finish and await our results. We'd all passed. We went down to complete the questionnaire about how we felt about the school and the lessons and got our paperwork, but no license. We now need to pass the paper exam at the license centre. That's the final hurdle. But I was pretty confident I could pass and will probably head up there, in a couple of weeks. The hardest and potentially most expensive part was over. If I'd failed, I'd get one lesson to fix any issues before taking the test again. Another failure would mean starting the whole process from the very beginning.